online crew, and welcome to today's live where we're going to have a chat about how you talk to yourself. Okay, this is a really important conversation, and why I'm talking about this now is because just something that I'm going through myself in my own journey, my own growth. I just feel at the moment I'm going through a stage of growth for some reason, and I need to take things to the next level. But I know unless I'm really good within myself, it doesn't translate to anything else, business wise. So I don't know if any of you feel that when you feel really good, everything else is good. When you feel like crap and you're not being very nice to yourself and you're talking negative to yourself, everything else kind of falls apart and it seems so much worse than it is. So let's have a conversation around this, because the most important person in your world is actually you. The person you need to be nicest to is yourself, because you can't be nice to other people, and you certainly can't have an amazing business if you're not amazing to yourself. And this is something that I think a lot of people get caught with, but they're not necessarily aware of, but they don't really take much notice of. So let's have a chat about this today. The reason why I chat about these kind of things at the beginning of the week is, although, yes, I'm here to teach social media and how to build a business online, as long as you've got an internet connection and all those wonderful things, it's it's really important for you to be the best version of yourself to have an amazing business. You can't build a 6-7 figure business unless you've got it going on for yourself. So you have to be amazing to be able to do amazing things. Is that fair enough to say? And then when you don't feel amazing and you let yourself down, then you beat yourself up and you get stressed and you get overwhelmed and you beat yourself up about all the things that you haven't done that you know you should be doing. And that puts you in a really bad place. And then you stop building your business and you stop doing nice things for yourself, and it's just a vicious circle. So it's really important in this journey of building an amazing business that you become an amazing person. Unless you've got it going on for you, you just simply can't build an amazing business. It's almost impossible. So let's have a chat about how sort of you talk to yourself. How many of you have, well, if I say to you, well, hang on, before I go into that, if we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. This is just a bit of a fun for our online crew community here, which is home-based business owners, those in social selling, direct selling. You build a business, you're building a business online. You've got an internet connection, so you've got the ability to build a business online, but you want to do it in a way where you're a human before a marketer. So our goal is to build relationships and build value and get people to know, like, and trust us on social media. So then you can get the results of more customers or people joining in your business, etc. It doesn't just happen by itself. You can't just show up on social media, do a couple of things, put a few posts out, and expect to, build an amazing business. It requires a lot of effort, and it requires a lot of skills you can learn, effort you can put in, but how you feel about yourself is what's going to basically be the icing on the cake. Because if you're not a really good leader, if you're not putting the oxygen mask on first, if you're not coachable, if you're not fit, if you're not feeling healthy, if you're not amazing, how can you build a 6 or a 7-figure business? It's really difficult to do that. So let's get you in check and thinking about things that you may not be aware of sometimes. That's why I talk about this at the beginning of every week before we get into all the social media stuff. And by the way, this week, tomorrow on Clubhouse, we're talking about how do you increase your social media engagement. So important at this time of year. When people are leading into Christmas, they're reevaluating. They're reevaluating the year that was. They're looking to the year that's coming, and they're thinking. They're thinking about other things. They're thinking about choices. They're thinking about their career. They're thinking about money. They're spending a lot of it for Christmas. So people are reevaluating. You want to be front of mind at that time of year. So you need to increase your engagement. That's what we're talking about on Clubhouse tomorrow. Those of you in my coaching community, what we're talking about this week is how do you create more curiosity around your products and your business through stories and reels specifically. Okay, I've done a lot on curiosity posts just in recent weeks, but we're really concentrating on how you can utilize stories and reels and even TikToks if you want to create that curiosity so you can, achieve more customers or potentially people joining a team. So coaching community members, you don't want to miss that training this week. I also have a special collaboration with some people happening this week. So tune in 2 days' time for that. So there's some really cool things going on this week. If you want to check what's going on from week to week, if you go to helenmartinonline.com/events, we update that every Monday as to what's coming for that week. So that's helenmartinonline.com/events, and then you can see what's on where and all the links and stuff like that. So it's just really easy just to remember that one link every Monday. Okay. So who's here live with me? Say hello so I can give you some shout outs. I'll give you a special shout out if you share the broadcast. Get this message out to people. Hello, Susan. It's great to see you here. We've got Cherie as well. Lovely to see you on. Yes, it's so huge. It really does affect everything. It does. Hello, Tonya. Great to see you here. I appreciate this because I'm right where you are. Okay, ready for growth. I think you mean by that, Cherie. Hello, Teresa. Good to see you on. We've got Christina in the house as well. We've got Brian. Great to see you on. I can see your name, Teresa. So StreamYard must have sorted itself out with some of those things. Can't wait for that training. It'll be a good training. Okay, so how nice are you to yourself? Fairly straightforward question. Do you talk nicely to yourself? Do you look in the mirror in the morning and go, you're amazing? What happens when you look in the mirror in the bathroom? What do you see? I know this might be getting a bit deep for some of you, but this is so important. Because I've been experiencing this at the moment with myself, but I've done enough sort of training around this that I catch myself, and that's what I'm never going to be perfect. I'm never going to get it 100% right. There's always things in my business I can improve. There's always things I can do better for me and for you and for everybody around me and my family. Like, no one's ever perfect. No one ever will be. What I've learnt to do in amongst all my faults and things is I catch the way that I think and say things. And I don't know what's going on at the moment with me, but I've been talking quite negatively to myself. But I'm catching it. And that's anything from how I feel, look, physical, business, family, you name it. It's just a phase. I don't know what it is, but whenever something like this uncomfortable happens for me, where my thought goes, and I've talked about this on a live before, this is my next level of growth. Where do I need to grow? I'm listening to my own head almost. Does that make sense? Like, why am I thinking this way? Why am I thinking down about myself? Why am I not, why do I suddenly not like myself at the moment type thing? It's not anything bad. Like, don't take that the wrong way. It's just I'm going through a phase where I'm like, I need to do better. But for me, to start with, because when I'm firing on all cylinders, when I'm amazing and I'm feeling amazing, physically and that comes down to the food that you eat. It comes down to what you put in your mouth, what you drink, everything. Like, I'm going through everything. Like, why am I doing that? Don't eat that chocolate. That doesn't make you feel good. Whatever it is, like personal business or whatever. But for me, it's like, okay, where do I need to grow? Well, what's going on here? Why am I talking to myself like this? That's not cool. Don't put yourself down like that. And so I'm reevaluating and I'm catching it really quickly. That's what you need to learn to do, because you'll never stop it. You'll always get down on yourself for something. You'll look in the mirror one day and go, I look like crap. Like, we're always going to have those things that are not 100% positive. But if you can catch it really quickly and go, no, I'm worth more than that. I am more than that. I am amazed. So how do you talk to yourself? How much self-love do you have for yourself? The thing is, and I'm just going to be real here, in my own journey and pointing this out to you, if you truly have a lot of self-love and self-respect for yourself, you won't put yourself last. You just won't. You won't do 150% for everyone else and do nothing for yourself. That includes your business. If you're in a bit of chaos, you're overwhelmed, you're stressed, you got it all going on, you can't seem to get out of the weeds, you're always kind of a bit like that, then I would say there's a little bit of self-love missing there, because you don't get to that point when you truly value who you are. Because the most important relationship, I said this in the beginning, the most important relationship you have on this planet is with yourself. Because when you truly value yourself and respect yourself and love yourself, not in a superficial way, but when you truly do, you won't do things that let you down. You won't do things that let other people down, because you value yourself too much. You value the relationships that you have. You just won't go there. Yes, things will happen and things will go wrong and you'll have down moments, but you'll snap out of it really quickly. And that's all this conversation is about. You're not going to be perfect. No one's going to be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. But I'm constantly reevaluating what's going on here. I think I'm ready for my next level of growth personally. I need to look after myself better because I'm not in the scheme of things. Like, I'm not feeling awesome. I'm not exercising as much as I used to. Why is that? Why am I not respecting myself enough to give myself that time to look after me? Why have I stopped reading and things like that? Like, you'll go through, does this make sense to any of you, that you go through phases where there's things that you really want to do for yourself and you just don't because you're too damn busy? And you're doing everything for everyone else. Where those of you that have got jobs, you're giving everything of yourself to your employer, leaving nothing behind for, you and your family. But, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? What do you see? What do you think? Do you look at yourself in the mirror and go, you're amazing, you're going to achieve amazing things, you're not there yet, but you're going to get there? Or do you look in the mirror and get disappointed with what you see? Maybe not even in your looks, like it just might be you've let yourself down. You're not doing enough. You know what you should be doing and you're not doing it in your business. You know what you should be doing with food and eating and stuff like that and you're not doing it. You know you should drink some more water and you're not doing it. Like, what do you see when you speak to yourself? When you look in the mirror? What is that relationship like of, self-love and all that kind of stuff? It's got to start there, and we choose that direction. We choose it. So your natural default might be, thinking quite negatively about yourself, or you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see. If that's the case, you've got a lot of self-love work to do. You need to look in that mirror and change the language. Think a really good starting point, because people really struggle with this. Have you ever struggled with this? If you struggle with this, pick on something to start with that you like about yourself. It could even be your eye color. It could be your naturally long eyelashes, if you've got them like me. People pay big bucks for eyelashes. I'm grateful that I've got my own long lashes. What are you grateful for? What do you enjoy about who you are? And are you an amazing friend? Are you an amazing mum, grandma, grandpa, whatever? What is it that you like about yourself? You've got to start there every day and start appreciating the person that you are. Because people that don't like themselves, they don't have a lot of self-love, and you put yourself down a lot, or you don't like what you see when you look in the mirror, or you're not proud of your achievements and you're constantly putting yourself down and being stressed and things like that, like I'm not doing enough and all those kind of things. All that equates to is stress, overwhelm, disappointment, giving up. Probably a bag of chips and a chocolate or an ice cream to go with it. You know what I mean? People that start really self-respecting themselves and self-loving themselves will eat properly, drink the right things, learn the right things, ask for help when they need it, do the work. You're not going to be perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. But you'll start improving. And when you truly have a lot of self-love and you respect yourself and you're good, watch what happens around you. Watch what happens with the relationships around you. Watch what friendships develop. Because you will be more choosy about who you spend your time with. Because you're going to want to surround yourself with people that uplift you, not bring you down. So when you have that self-respect for yourself, you'll do things differently. You'll play out things differently. You'll just be a better version of yourself. You'll start exercising more because you know it's worth it and it's a benefit to you. You'll start eating better. You'll start doing more in your business because you're enthused to do that. When you're not enthused to do those things and you're down and you're stressed and whatever, you're not going to feel like doing anything. Does this ring true to any of you? People that love themselves, again, not superficially, they don't let themselves down. They prioritize themselves and they make themselves, a priority with all these different things. So if you maybe this is not something that you really think about, but because I have a high level of awareness of the way that I think, when something negative comes in, it's like, why are you thinking that about yourself? What's going on here? So I have a light bulb that goes off as soon as I'm thinking negatively about something in particular, or someone or myself or whatever. So it's like, okay, this is your next level of growth. What's going on here? Okay, you need to get back to exercising. You need to drink more water. You need to look after yourself. You're not firing on all cylinders at the moment, but you want to fire on all cylinders. Are you putting down are you picking up what I'm putting down is what I'm trying to say. Any comments here? Yeah, all is good with me. It's just a phase. We all go through phases where I just know in my gut there's another level of growth for me here. Can't quite work it out yet, but I also know, like, I'm listening to my own thoughts. I'm like, why am I saying that about myself at the moment? Like, why am I being so negative on myself? Why am I not, loving on myself at the moment? Like, that's not good enough. What's going on here? So I'm constantly, because I have a high level of awareness. The reason why I'm mentioning it to you is, how high is your level of awareness about how you even think about yourself? Good way to know. I challenge you, every one of you listening to this live or on the replay, go and stare at yourself in the mirror for 5 minutes. It'll feel like an eternity. Let's see what comes up for you. You'll either stand there and go, yep, I'm cool, I'm worth it, this is what I'm going to go and achieve, this is, it'll be good, or you'll get really uncomfortable after probably about 10 or 20 seconds, and 5 minutes will feel like an eternity, and some of you might even cry. Done that before. Because you're not really fulfilled, you don't really like what you see, you're disappointed in what's going on. And the only person that can turn that around is you. But you can't turn around anything you don't see or have an awareness around. And this is why I talk about this kind of stuff at the beginning of every week, is to hopefully raise your level of awareness of things that are really going to shift you forward to build that 6-7 figure business that you want. But it starts with you as a human being. It starts with you. Like, a lot of you are run by your subconscious. You don't even realize that. Bad things happened as a child. Somebody told you weren't good enough. So when you're looking in the mirror, what you see is you're not good enough. Somebody told you were ugly, or, something about your physical appearance. You look in the mirror and that's what you hear and that's what you see, because of something that happened in your childhood. Like that, this is, how we're made up as human beings. Sorry, Instagram, can you still see me? My battery's going flat and it's telling me. Hang on. There we go. Hopefully I'm back. You really have to listen to your own thoughts to be able to improve the way that you think as yourself, and just have a high level of respect for yourself. So you do the things that you know are good for you. And when you feel confident and you feel amazing and you feel physically good and you just feel like you've got, you have a whole lot of self-respect there, then that's when you're just going to be amazing around other people, and people will be drawn to you in your business as well. Does that make sense? I'm not sure what's going on Instagram at the moment, but it's freezing all the time. So hopefully you can still hear me. Okay. So just seeing a few comments here. Yes, you have to listen to yourself and talk to yourself to improve. True self-talk is so important, and it's very important to evaluate as well, because if you know you're not doing the things, tell yourself that. And like, what don't I respect enough about myself to actually get this job done? What am I not respecting enough about myself to do what I said I was going to do? That's not a lot of self-respect. If you don't follow through with the things that you say you're going to do and you don't do them, that it's still a lack of self-respect for yourself, because you're happy to let yourself down. The unfortunate thing about all of this is we won't let other people down, but we don't openly be okay with letting ourselves down, but we do it all the time. Why is that? Why is that okay? It's not okay. So work on yourself. And if you really need a starting point other than what I shared with you, start by looking in the mirror every day and saying something positive to yourself with something that you believe to be true, even if that's the color of your eyes. I like the color of your eyes. It's something positive. Start your day with something positive in the mirror that you like about yourself. You've got to start with something like that. Go and get Mel's book. Her whole book is about this theory that I'm sharing with you now. We high five other people, we cheer them on, we celebrate other people, and we'll high five everyone else, but we never high five ourselves, do we? Unless you've read the book, you might. But we very rarely cheer ourselves on at all. And that whole book is about that. So if you need a starting point, there's a good reference for you to get started with if you haven't read it. And if you have read it and you're still putting yourself down, you need to read it again. And if you've read it again and you're still putting yourself down, you need to read it again and do some work on yourself. Okay? You're worth it. At the end of the day, you're worth it. So, put the effort in to make sure you're amazing, because you're worth it. And when you're amazing and you can rub off on other people, they can be amazing as a result of your help and just being around you. Okay? I see myself and I give myself a high five and smile, and sometimes tears show up. It just means there's work to do. There's pain in there, Cherie. If you're tearing up, there's pain. And that's stuff that you need to work through. Thank you for sharing. I love the support we have in our community. It sure helps if we're having a bad day. Absolutely. Lean on people that you know are there for you. I fought off negatives today, and I'm glad about that. And that's where it just starts. You ward off the negatives, and eventually there'll be more positives than negatives. But you can't change this overnight. If you don't have a lot of self-love for yourself, you can't wake up tomorrow and suddenly have a lot of self-love just because you tell yourself, I love myself. It doesn't work that way. This works really, really slowly. But unless you're aware of it and you're catching those negative thoughts and going, what's going on here? And you just keep being the person that you've always been, which maybe is somebody that's missing some self-love. Tonya, me, time to step up. Love it. Yes, this is an amazing reminder. Okay, I'll do it. I'll stare for 5 minutes. Good on you, Christina. See what comes up for you. Love that. Well done. Dang grandkids. Brian, I truly believe in mindset and practice exactly what you are saying. I conquer negative thoughts with 3 positive thoughts. Great example, Brian. Fabulous example. Negative thought comes in and he's straight on to thinking 3 positive thoughts to counteract it. He's catching it and he's switching it straight away. That's what we all need to do. You'll never get rid of the negative thoughts. They'll always pop in, for some reason. But if you just catch it and go, no, not thinking about that way. I'm not thinking like that about myself anymore. We're going to flip that and then flip it. Beth, good advice. We can all do better in having a better relationship with ourselves, because that's where it all starts. You can't be an amazing husband, wife, grandparent, parent, whatever, unless you have an amazing relationship with yourself. You just can't. Okay, the better the relationship you have with yourself, the better relationship you'll have with other people. I love Mel Robbins for many of these things. Absolutely. That book is amazing. We need to be a reminder to reread. Laurie, high five, Laurie. DMO 100% today. I'm high-fiving you as well. I do with a smile on my face. Amazing, Faye. Keep doing it. I am worth it. You are, Christina. Every one of you is worth it. I want this on my DMO. Great. Awesome. Add it to your DMO. What a great suggestion, Susan. Laurie's adding it to her DMO. And let's finish it here. I'm damn well worth it, says Teresa. Every single one of you is worth it. So just remember that. Just, catch those thoughts. So when you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can do this, this is too much, I'm stressed and overwhelmed, recognized you're stressed and overwhelmed. Okay, I got to get out of this. I got to go and do something nice for myself. I'm going for a walk. I'm going to, go and have a warm bath. I'm going to do, you need to be very aware of it so you can flip it yourself, because no one's going to flip it for you. So get out of the doldrums and shift your energy. That is up to you. Okay, self-responsibility for who you are, where you're going, what kind of person you are, how you feel about yourself, and that level of self-love. So if we all increased our level of self-love for ourselves, imagine, like, if everyone around the world did that, imagine how amazing the world would be. We can change the world one little bit at a time, Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Food for thought. My challenge to you from this live is to go and look in the mirror and set a timer for 5 minutes and see how excruciating that might be for some of you and what comes up. Smiles, praise, self-love, or hurt, anger, tears. It'll be very telling for you. So good place to start, okay? And if you're really struggling with self-love, like you talk down to yourself, quite a lot, remember to start with a positive. There's got to be something you like about yourself. As I said, even if it's the color of your eyes, start there and start your day with a positive, something positive at yourself, and it'll grow from there. But you've got to start somewhere. And this takes a long time to shift. So don't just do it for one way and think you're going to have a lot of self-love. It's something you need to do and practice every day. Okay, so join us on Clubhouse tomorrow, where we are talking about how to increase your engagement, especially leading up to all this holiday season stuff. You want more eyeballs on you. Coaching community members, we're going through creating curiosity on products and business in stories and reels particularly. We got a great collaboration this week as well. So lots of cool stuff happening this week. And do not forget to register for the video challenge. We start on the 5th of December, so that's not far away. It's only 10 days. If you go to helenmartinonline.com/video, register, it'll take you to the group. We're going to have a lot of fun, but you want to get more eyeballs on you leading up to the Christmas season again, and live video is one of the best ways to do it. And we have a lot of fun together as well, so that's important. You've got to have fun when you're building your business. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I don't know what's going on with Instagram. I'm freezing every 5 seconds, so I've got no idea what that live's going to look at. Sorry, Instagram. But I'll see you guys on Clubhouse tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.